melody looks good, and Justine's discussion of this release between those patterns is especially important for you to get. So put your hand on the piano again, right there. And then I'm gonna pick up your wrist, and I want your hand to fall dead, okay? Feel that? Okay, now do that same thing, and I'm gonna, like, let's pretend you have a little string connected to your wrist. And I'm going to pull your hand up right through the string, okay? There you go. Take the same speed that my string is going. Very good. See that? So between each of those patterns, that same sort of dead wrist release. Does that make sense?
Okay, so when you're practicing these, think about those couple different layers besides just sitting down to play the notes. Think about your hand position, kind of this natural hand position. That's the first thing. Think about not too much of a cartwheel, which is completely rendered that problem. That's not an issue for you. And then Derek really showed, I think, that illustration the best with that idea of a breath after each phrase. Let's kind of lift and start again thing. Okay? So try all of those and then try it and don't even think and just see how it comes out. Okay? So did you start to work on light and blue? No. Okay. Okay. So let's do light and blue. Take a look at the piece with me right now. What anything that looks strange to you?
This is different. You're doing two notes at once with your right hand and your left hand at the same time. There's a flat and a natural fine here. The rest is sharp flat.
Are you familiar with what this symbol is?
Oh, after that.
Yeah, after that, right? Yep, cool. Okay. Anything else that's strange? Okay, they give you this little note here that says the eighth note can be played a bit unevenly. A bit unevenly means that you can swing them if you want to. So instead of just playing, you play long, short, long. Does that make sense? I'm sure some things like that. If it's okay with you, can we just read a little bit, and we can try these chords that you have in your right hand that's in your thing? Is that okay?
So read them with my fingers and read them out loud.
Read them with your hand. You can play them. You are in the right notes. The only thing that you could have done is just play it A, but your notes are all right. I was gonna say something. What do you know about blues? It's swingy, definitely. Any kind of pattern to the music. Like if you were gonna hear something. It just kind of repeats itself in this pattern. And so if you take a look at your music, first of all, haven't they done a really nice job giving you this exercise because it's basically the same melody? Yes! Okay. Okay, so look at kind of what your pattern is here. You kind of move up by steps, right? You end up in this chord. Check out what happens here. So what kind of similar?
It's the same, but it's up a
Exactly. That's what happens in blues. You play something and whatever your starting harmony is, and then you go up a fourth. You know, you play up a fifth. Does that sound kind of
Oh,
familiar?
it's 1, 4, 5.
Blues. so you're gonna have a lot of the same sort of patterns. This looks like a whole lot more notes than you've had in any of your other pieces, but there's gonna be a lot of the same stuff because blues is all about form. It's all about those patterns. Okay, so the other thing besides working on this, I think you'll be fine. I'd love for you to, a couple times a week when you're sitting down, just open up to any page, unless it's just something that looks really scary, and try to just sight read a line of it. And you don't need to make it perfect. You don't need to do it hands together. The idea is just to even just do one hand, because you can read music. Your sight reading last week really impressed all of us because you seem to be using a lot of different ways to sight read something. You're obviously a good note reader, and you have pitches on the staff that you relate everything to, and you also understand intervals really well. The next step now is to translate your knowledge of intervals. If I asked you to probably sing, from a note to a note, or even an interval in your voice knows what that feels like because you're a singer. And so what we're going to do now is try to translate that knowledge into your hand, so that when you're looking at the music and you see that it is not just moving in stepwise motion, but there's a skip or whatever, your hand starts to know what that feels like. So you don't constantly have to be doing this up and down between the music and the keyboard, looking at your hand to check all those sorts of things. So let's find one. I mean, so many of these you could do. If you don't want to pick something with sharps, that's just fine. But even just take the melody of something, or then just take the left hand. 4 measures of sight reading every time you practice will make a huge, huge difference. So let's do something unrelated to sight reading though, and just related to the intervals. And I want you to put your right hand thumb on middle C. And I don't care what fingering you use, it's totally fine. And I'm going to ask you to go up a third. And then I'm going to ask you to go whatever direction. And I want you to just kind of find those and just feel what they feel like in your hand, okay? So you're going to start with your middle, right hand on middle C. And then go up a third. Then go down a fifth. And go up a fourth. And go up a fourth again. And go up a fifth. And go down an octave. Right? So you're down that low note. Leave that, perfect. And go up a third. Go up a seventh. Great. Cool. So you're up on that high note, and see if you can go down a sixth. And then go down a fifth. Okay, you're really good at this. Let's do the same thing with your left hand. Start on middle C. Go down a fifth. Go up a sixth. Go down a fourth. Down a fifth. And up a seventh. Down a fifth. And up an octave. Okay, this is so good. You already have such a sense of those intervals in your hand. So when you're sight reading, it's just going to make things move along so much more quickly that your hand already knows what all that feels like. Okay, so just pick anything out of your book and just read 4 measures anytime you start practice. Okay, sound good? So we're going to do the rest of Balalaika. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to do this exercise again with those layers of things that we talked about with regard to your hand, lifting your wrist, that sort of thing. And then we're going to do the blues song. Does anybody have anything to add? We have a few minutes left.
Well, I was wondering, you could try something is to go one step further in that interval exercise, is do it without looking. And so you're actually having your fingers kind of feel where you are. So it's like your fingers are your eyes. Kind of like an organist. Have you ever seen an organist play the pedals? They have to wear these special shoes that are very thin-soled so that they can actually feel the black and the white keys with their feet. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how they do it, but they do. But it's we kind of have to do the same thing in our hands. So I'm wondering if you want to try that?
That's a great idea. I could cover your hands, or else you could just not look at them.
You could actually close your eyes. That actually, yeah, taking away that.
You can hold you can find your strength. So we're on C. And so we'll do that first. And let's try going up a fifth.